Okay. And we downloaded your phone. And your location is putting you on Rockaway that day. No shit. What happened that day, man?
I shot a pistol.
You shot a pistol?
Yes.
This is Zaire Saunders. 30 seconds into telling detectives what happened on Rockaway Street, he's already decided which weapon he's going to admit to.
Video of the incident. You're on camera shooting a rifle.
A pistol and a rifle carry two very different sentences. Zaire picked the smaller one to admit to, without knowing detectives already had video of the bigger one. Tiara Harris was 2 weeks pregnant, with 2 children already waiting for her at home. On the night of April 14th, she was riding in the passenger seat for no reason bigger than her boyfriend wanting to stop and say hi to some friends on the block. She had no gang ties, no history with anyone on that street, and no idea that backing into Rockaway Street would be the last thing her boyfriend ever did with her beside him. At 7:29 p.m. on April 14th, 3 members of a gang called BBM, Zaire Saunders, 17-year-old Anthony Whitaker, and Darion Rackley, opened fire on a group hanging out on Rockaway Street. 2 men in that group drew their own guns and fired back. Tiara Harris, who had just pulled up in the passenger seat of her boyfriend's car, took a single bullet to the back of the head in the crossfire. She was pronounced dead at 8:30 that night. Before a single suspect sat down across from detectives, investigators already had CCTV footage timing out the entire shootout, a witness video of a suspect getting into the getaway car, and cell phone location data that could place every one of them on Rockaway Street, whether they admitted it or not. Their first opening came from Jeremiah Williams, the driver, after he posted about the shooting on his own Facebook page.
Okay, so during our investigation, your name's been coming up. Do you know about where you were that day, if you can? Or
I was definitely out.
He wasn't home. His own Facebook post was about to prove it, and detectives had one more thing sitting on the table that Jeremiah didn't know about yet.
To work with you. We know that you were there, and we also got your DNA in this car.
If I'd been in that car, I would tell you guys I've been in that car. I don't have no reason to lie or no reason to put myself in any trouble.
Every suspect in this case would sit down across from detectives and start with a denial. Every single one of them would be wrong. Detectives Smith and Davis had one real lead, a Facebook post where Jeremiah Williams bragged about being at the shooting and getting away clean. That post, and a patrol stop outside the hospital, are what put him in this room.
Hey, hold up. 5807. 5807.
Go ahead and shut the car off. Shut the car off. Shut the car off. Here, go ahead and put your hands on top of your head, all right? Nope. Hands on top of your head. Step up. Step up.
Well, do we have someone checking High Street?
All right, man. Here, step back here to the back of the car. Go ahead and put your hands behind.
30 seconds into our opening, you heard Jeremiah's first lie to detectives, that he was home that night. He was about to spend the next 10 minutes building on it.
I'm Detective Smith. This is Detective Davis. Nice to meet you. All right, man. So the reason why we have you sitting here talking to us is we need you to think back to April. There's an incident that happened on Rockaway. Remember this? This young lady got shot. Remember hearing about that?
Detectives already knew this wasn't true. The Facebook post placed him on Rockaway Street. What they wanted now wasn't a confession, it was names.
You're at home. Yeah. Where was that at Amherst?
We haven't talked to her, and I don't talk to her at all for real, but.
So you were at your house on Amherst?
Yeah.
Was there anyone with you that day?
My mom.
What's your mom's name?
My mom's name is April.
Jeremiah is giving up just enough to sound cooperative, without giving up anyone he can be blamed for naming.
I have to ask, do you recognize this car?
Dude, this was the car that was in that video. That's on Facebook.
So you remember it? Yeah. Have you ever been in this car?
No.
Do you know who drives this car or owns this car?
I don't know him by name, but I know who he is. His name Pa or something.
Pa?
That's what they call him.
Do you know? Can you describe him?
That's funny because I don't even really know what he looks like. Every time I've seen him with a ski mask on.
Okay.
I've never seen him outside of a ski mask.
Okay. All right. Tell me a little bit about yourself, your past. Have you ever been in trouble or anything?
Yeah. I'm actually right now. I got probation.
So just a weapons possession charge is all you got?
It's like carrying a concealed firearm in a vehicle.
Gotcha, yeah.
You already heard him admit to being the driver. Back in our evidence preload. That admission is what finally got detectives past the alibi. And it's what gets Jeremiah talking about who else was in the car.
So they told you to drive over to Rockaway?
Yeah,
Who was sitting where in the car?
in the front, and Zebo.
Zophar was a nickname, but it was enough. Cops would eventually tie it to a man named Zier Saunders, someone who hadn't even been arrested yet.
What'd you say his first name was what?
Darian.
Is this him? You want some tissue, man? I need a verbal yes or no if that's him.
Yeah.
So let me get a tissue.
A minute earlier, detectives had stepped out to plan their next move. They came back to a gang member who wouldn't budge on his own alibi, crying while he confirmed a friend's face in a photo. 5 days later, the civilian's phone footage finally paid off. The license plate detectives had been chasing led them to a 17-year-old named Antil Whitaker, one of the 3 men believed to have opened fire first. Antil wasn't talking, so detectives tried something they hadn't used yet. His mother, on the phone, in the room with him.
This is really, really serious now. You need to put yourself wherever you was and get to telling with your part as much as you can, because you can't take the blame for this and this was not you. It shouldn't be you.
It didn't work. Antil held the same story he'd been holding since he sat down. Someone else was driving his car that day. He just couldn't say who. About an hour after the shooting, records would confirm Antil's car was used to pick his sister up from an event, meaning it never left his possession the way he claimed.
How this works, you might already know this from TV, but I mean it's kind of accurate. We're going to compare your DNA to the DNA on the shell casings that we collected on scene. Is there any reason your DNA is going to...
The DNA results weren't back yet. Detectives were bluffing with real evidence. It wasn't enough. Antil didn't crack, and they had to let him go for the night by Thames. The name Jeremiah gave up, Zoe, led detectives to Zier Saunders. Out of every suspect in this case, he would end up giving them the most.
Did you know of or hear about that young lady who got killed?
Yeah.
Did you know her?
You already watched what came next in our opening. Zier admitting to a pistol, seconds before detectives told him they had him on camera with something much bigger.
The group BBM. I just know they call it BBM. For real. BBM. Yeah.
One word, given up right after, and it handed detectives the name of the gang behind the entire shooting.
You've been extremely helpful throughout this whole interview. You're helping yourself out too. We gotta ask, whose idea was it?
He wouldn't say the planner's name out loud. He didn't have to.
Well, they didn't say it right then and there. They said it on Facebook, but they was like, I knew they was talking about me. They just didn't say it directly to me, but I knew they was talking about me.
Zier had just confirmed a group chat existed, the one where the shooting had allegedly been planned. Cross-referenced against the CCTV faces and every name given up before his, detectives now had enough to charge all 6 shooters. 6 shooters, 6 confessions in progress. And one problem, none of it added up to Tiara's actual killer. Every gun taken off Zier, Antil, Darian, and the others was tested against the bullet pulled from Tiara's head. Not one matched. So detectives went back to the CCTV. Not for the men who fired back from the sidewalk, but for the one man dressed head to toe in black, who fired directly at Tiara's car. Frame by frame, they traced him into the driver's seat of a black truck nobody had identified yet. A final piece of witness footage gave them a plate number. It came back to a 44-year-old mother named Kia Brown. She wasn't driving that night, but whoever was behind the wheel of her truck was the person who killed Tiara Harris. Kia told detectives the truck was hers, but her son had been driving it. His name came back with ties to a rival gang of BBM, the exact group on the other end of the shootout that killed Tiara. Detectives had Kia call her son directly and hand over the phone.
Good, I'm Detective Smith. I'm with Detective Davis with me. Hey, what's your name before we get started, bud?
Lanier Worthy.
Lanier. All right, Lanier.
They told him he wasn't in any trouble. They just wanted to talk. He agreed to meet them at his parents' house 4 days later.
That happened that day. What'd you see? That type of stuff. You can run us through that day?
I was standing in the driveway,
on my phone. Then heard shots. I got down, ducked. Then when the shots stopped, I heard that, ran to the car.
When the shots started happening, you ran and got in the driver's seat, and then Teen got in your passenger seat.
He'd just confirmed in his own words that he was behind the wheel of the black truck, the same truck CCTV had already traced to Tiara's shooter. Detectives had one question left, and they asked it in front of his own parents.
I'm about to ask you something, man.
He denied it. It didn't matter. Detectives already had the truck, his gang ties, and video of him firing at Tiara's car. They arrested him on the spot.
What's up, man? Here you come.
Am I able to have a lawyer with me right now?
What's that?
Can I have a lawyer with me?
You can do whatever you want, man. I'm not here to... Okay. Are you saying you want your lawyer? You don't want to talk?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's the last thing Linear Worthy says in this case. No confession, no breakdown, a request for a lawyer, and silence after it. It wouldn't matter. When they processed him, they confiscated his gun. Forensics compared it to the bullet still lodged in Tiara's skull. It was a match. The bullet that struck Tiara Harris in the back of the head, the one that sent her mother to a hospital hallway not yet knowing her daughter was already gone, led directly back to him. After 5 months of investigation, 7 people were charged. Zaire Saunders, the man who gave up the most and still walked away with the harshest sentence, got 35 to 40 years for involuntary manslaughter and 4 counts of felonious assault. Antil Whitaker and Jeremiah Williams each received 20 to 24 years. Darion Rackley, the 4th member of the group that opened fire first, got 34 to 40 years. Antil's own DNA would later confirm what he never admitted in that room. Javier Small and Jonte Smith, the 2 men who fired back after being shot at, were sentenced to 4 years and 2.5 years. Linear Worthy, confirmed by forensics as the man who fired the bullet that killed Tiara Harris, is still awaiting sentencing as of this case being covered. Tiara and her boyfriend George were never involved in any gang, in any shooting, in any of it. She was 2 weeks pregnant, on her way to say hello to some friends on a street she had no reason to fear.